everyone. So today is called What to Say When. And it's about what do we say when our customers, hosts, people were asking to host parties, people were asking to join our team. What do we say when they say whatever? Or not whatever, but fill in the blank. Or what do we say to our customers, teammates, hosts, potential future teammates, when something happens that's maybe not the way that we wish that it was going, okay? Let me give a couple examples. Nicole and Haley and I were talking about how when the clean bundle sold out, right? So like a couple weeks ago, everyone was doing the clean bundles. Scentsy-wide was like, we all kind of were like, let's sell these like clean bundles, whatever. Scentsy didn't know we were all going to do that. And some of the fragrances sold out. So maybe you had a customer who wanted a particular fragrance and it's now sold out. That happens, right? Or we're having a flash sale and an item sells out. Or we're having an LTO and you don't get it in time, right? So what do we say to our customers, hosts, when this kind of thing happens? And the whole kind of theme, premise of the day, why can't I find my words? Is that you want to give the most positive interpretation of whatever it is. And you want to be portraying calm, positive demeanor. Because our customers, teammates, hosts, future teammates are going to follow our lead more often than not. If we start a conversation with let's stick with this counter or with the clean example, and then I'll kind of move into like joint conversation examples because I think that's where a lot of us also run into this. But let's talk about if something sells out and we had, our customer had ordered it. At the time they ordered it, it wasn't sold out. We go in to place it, it's now sold out. If we go to our customers and say, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't even believe this happened. Like, Scentsy just really needs it to get it together. I can't even believe it, but we sold out of this that you wanted. I don't know, like, I can't. I guess they blame the supply chain thing like everybody else and COVID like everybody else. But, like, I really wish I could get that for you, but it's sold out. So you probably want to cancel your order now, don't you? I'm just kidding. Obviously, that was extreme, and none of us would ever say that. I went extreme for a reason. However, you kind of get the gist, right? If you lead with that negativity, if you lead with that disappointment, our customer who didn't know any better is going to naturally follow your lead on that. If, on the other hand, you went to your customer and said, oh my gosh, you're never going to believe it. Company-wide, Scentsy consultants were slinging these clean bundles and the product is so great that everybody wants them. And you want to know what? The fragrance that you picked for your first choice, that sold out really fast. However, I can get you this fragrance or this fragrance. Do you have a preference between them? I think you're going to like them both. What's your customer going to say? They suddenly feel empowered now that they have a choice. They get to choose between these two options. They probably don't even care about the first option that they don't get anymore. And they can say, oh, I'll do that choice. Or they might say, oh, you pick for me if you like them both. Right? So it's all about how we frame it. Now, is this always going to be the case that our customer is as receptive as we hope? Potentially not, right? And that's when we go back to, okay, what do we say when? Maybe our customer does come to us and say, like, that's ridiculous. How could they sell out of anything? I mean, I don't know who would really say that, but people sell out of stuff all the time when it's popular. Then we could kind of talk about workshopping how to, again, put it's not even a positive spin because it's the truth, but how to frame what we are saying in a way that leads to trust. You know, we want to develop trust from our customers, and we want them to know that we have their back and they like us and they want to shop from us, right? So what we're saying impacts that. Again, if something is, you know, maybe you think it's expensive, we don't start that conversation with like, well, I can't believe that this warmer is $100. Like, I don't know who has $100 to spend on a warmer. No, we don't put that in our customers' heads because they maybe didn't think it was expensive until we just said that it was. We can say something like, Scentsy warmers are made by hand. The detail on them is amazing. The pictures in the catalog just don't do it justice. I've seen this warmer in person. It glows. It's absolutely beautiful. It is something that you are going to be proud to have on your coffee table for the whole year, you know, something like that. How are we framing it? How are we using it, right? Like across the board, over and over and over again. And this takes practice. And this is something that, you know, I not recently, maybe a couple years ago, decided that I wasn't going to say the word no to customers, hosts, whatever, because no kind of immediately puts this like negative feeling, right? So it's like, let's say a customer says to me, do you have any Southern Evening? I don't know, that just came to my mind. It's a discontinued fragrance. Do you have any Southern Evening? Now, I could say, nope, we discontinued it. Or I could say, you know what? Summer Evening is discontinued. I think that you might like Blue Tonka and Sage. Do you want to give that a try? Something like that, right? Like it's offering an alternative, and even by just eliminating that word no, it's going to create a more positive experience for your customer. If someone says to you, hey, I want to host a Scentsy party, do you have Friday open? You could say nope, or you could say, I'm already booked for this Friday. However, I have next Saturday and next Tuesday available. Do you have a preference? So it's all in the words. Words matter so much. Words matter in every single aspect of your Scentsy business. And if we're talking about joint conversations and you ask somebody, you share that opportunity with them like you're doing for this group, 10 conversations a week, you share that opportunity and they come back and they say, no, you know what? I'm so busy. I'm not going to have time. What you say in that moment matters. You might say something like, okay, yeah, I didn't think you'd want to anyway. I'm sorry I asked. I'm in this group and they're making me. I know you're busy. I'm sorry. Okay. No, don't say that, any of that. Or you could say, you know what? In my experience, I found that some of the busiest people make the best consultants because they are out there and they're meeting people, and it's just kind of fun to add into your life, and you can do it in all these little nooks and crannies right from your phone. And you know what? I totally get it. I've got a lot going on right now too. Is it okay if I check back with you when I have my next Earn a Kit available? Something like that, right? Like you're kind of validating what they're saying. You're empathizing with them that you also have a lot going on, and you're not closing the door for yourself, okay? Don't close the door for yourself. Keep the doors open for all these conversations where you might have, you know, in my experience last week with my recruiting conversations, you know, some people said, you know, I just started this new other thing and thanks for thinking of me, okay? It's really important to keep that relationship going and say something like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. What is it that you're doing now? Because you want to keep that relationship being built. Just because they said Scentsy isn't for them at this moment, you don't want to close that door for yourself. Keep the door open, keep the conversations going. So I hope you get the idea, the gist of this. Again, I think that, you know, sometimes we do this without realizing it. Sometimes we don't know what else to say. It's our natural reaction because we're just we're having that feeling, and we are worried that others might be having that feeling. You know, I tell the story all the time about how when Scentsy light bulbs increased in price from $1 to $2, I bet lots of you didn't even know that they were $1 at one time. But they used to be $1. They increased to $2 or 3 for $5. Consultants freaked out. We were like, oh my gosh, what are my customers gonna do? They're $2. They're not gonna want to pay $2 for a light bulb. Guess what? Customers didn't even care. They didn't even know. And it helped consultants because now instead of 1 PRV, we get 2 PRV. Most of the time people buy 3 light bulbs, they might as well, so then you get 5 PRV. So you went from getting 1 PRV, which most of us were buying the light bulbs anyway, and giving them to our customers at $1 price, to 5 PRV, and we're charging our customers for that, right? Because that's $5, and they don't mind paying it. And same with the shipping, right? So it's like, how do you frame that now that there's shipping costs on party orders? It doesn't have to be a like, oh my gosh, I know you're going to hate paying shipping. I'm so sorry. Shipping is just, it's out of control. It's, you know, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry that you have to pay shipping. No, because they might not even care that they have to pay shipping. And now that you told them that you were sorry they have to pay it, now they do care that they have to pay it. Instead, it's, you know, everybody's used to paying shipping for everything. You just don't even have to say anything about that. You just say, here's your price plus your shipping, you know, and they pay it. Okay, you guys get the idea. So for homework, what we want you to do is think of a time or an instance when you haven't been quite sure how to respond to a customer. And we're going to workshop that. We're going to all kind of share things that we might say, try to get some ideas from each other. So you can go ahead and post in the comments, like maybe it didn't even happen to you yet. Maybe you're just worried about it. Like let's say, what do I say when I ask somebody to join my team and they say, I've done direct sales before, I don't think it's for me. And then, so that's your homework. And then we're all going to kind of help each other. And so the other piece of your homework, besides posting a question that is maybe something that really happened to you that you weren't sure how to respond, or a hypothetical, like, I don't know how I would respond if somebody asked me this. And then the second part is to chime in and help on somebody else's what to say when question, and share a response that you might give if somebody said that. Does that make sense? I'm not supposed to say that. Does that make sense either? But let's say, one of your teammates posts on here, what do I say when someone's disappointed that their LTO buddy sold out? And then you might have a great response for that. So under her post or her comment, you could reply with an idea of what you might say to help that customer feel that there's other options, that this buddy isn't available any longer. So we know you guys are all fabulous at having conversations. Sometimes it's hard to think of what to say in the moment. It does take practice. With more practice, we all get better at it. So that's what we're going to do. Let us know if you have any questions.